Question number one, some states require shoppers to pay a deposit on certain beverage containers made of plastic and glass. When shoppers return the containers, their deposits are returned to them. How is this system intended to help the environment? Option A, it encourages people to buy products that do not have a deposit. Option B, it reduces the amount of money shoppers actually spend. Option C, it reduces the amount of plastics and glass put into landfills. Option D, it forces manufacturers to reduce air pollution when they are making the containers. So option C is the correct option because when shoppers will return the plastic and glass, it will definitely reduce the amount of plastic and glass put into the landfills, and then these materials can be reused or recycled. Question number two, which of the following is true about the temperature of liquid water in a lake that has frozen over during the winter? Option A, the coldest water can be found at the lake bottom. Option B, the coldest water can be found at middle depths. Option C, the warmest water can be found at the lake bottom. And the last option is the warmest water can be found at middle depths. So in winter, warm water is found at the bottom of the lake because water is densest at 4 degrees Celsius. This means that as water cools to this temperature, it sinks, and colder water, being less dense, stays on top and can freeze into ice. This process creates a layer of warmer water at the bottom, insulated by the colder water above. This layering keeps the bottom of the lake warm. So that's why we will choose option C over here. The warmest water can be found at the lake bottom. Read the information given below and answer the questions 3 through 8. Bacteria can be categorized by how they respond, as indicated by reproduction and growth, to certain temperatures. They are grouped into 4 categories: psychrophiles, psychotrophs, mesophiles, and thermophiles, based on their growth response to certain temperatures. Minimal growth temperature is the lowest point at which the bacteria will reproduce. Optimal growth point is the temperature at which the bacteria reproduce most efficiently. Maximum growth point is the very highest temperature to which the bacteria will respond, beyond which the bacteria will not reproduce at all. Table 1 lists the types of bacteria as well as the growth points for each. Table 2 represents a list of common bacteria and their growth points. This is the most important part of the information, which is about the temperature. Now we can look at the table 1. At the tables in table 1, the classification of the bacteria is done, and in the table 2, the name of the bacteria and their temperature is given. So now question number 3 is, the category of bacteria appearing the most frequently in table 2 is. So in table 2, we can see that names of 9 bacteria are given, out of which 5 are related to mesophile. Like if we look at the minimum temperature of these last 10, 20, and 25, and the minimum range of mesophile is 5 to 25. So if we look at the optimal and maximum temperature as well, these 5 bacteria belong to mesophile. So mesophile is the most frequently appearing bacteria in the table 2. Question number 4, the type of bacteria found in table 2 that does not fit exactly into any of the categories listed in table 1. So the correct answer is Listeria monocytogenes. The reason is that if we look at the minimum temperature of Listeria, it's 1. It means it belongs to category psychotrophs. But if we look at the optimal temperature of Listeria, it's 34. Which is greater than 15. That is the optimal temperature of psychotrophs. And similar is the case with 45. The maximum temperature is also greater than 30. So that's why we may say that Listeria monocytogenes does not fit exactly into any of the category. Question number 5. Average human body temperature is 40 degrees Celsius. According to table 2, which of the following bacteria would grow most successfully in the human body? So 4 options are given to us, and from the literature we know that Escherichia coli can survive in the human body. It lives in the intestines of the human being, so it can easily survive on the body temperature of human being. So option C is the correct option here. Question number 6. A new bacteria was discovered by scientists. It reproduces best at 55 degrees Celsius and does not show any new growth if exposed to temperatures above 65 degrees Celsius. This bacteria can most likely be categorized as a so the bacteria reproduces best at 55 degrees Celsius. So we can check table 1. The optimum temperature of the bacteria is 55 degrees, which lies between 50 and 60. So thermophile is the possible option, and the bacteria cannot reproduce above than 65 degrees. So that is the range, maximum range of thermophile, which is 60 to 90. So it means that the new bacteria can be categorized as thermophile. Question number 7. Based on the information in table 2, which bacteria has the smallest growth range? So if we look at the table 2, the range of Streptococcus pneumonia is the smallest of all, like it's starting from 25 and ending at 42. So that's why option C is the correct option. The bacteria has the smallest growth range. Question number 8. According to the information provided in the passage, Listeria monocytogenes stop reporting at what temperature? So we can see Listeria's maximum temperature of this is 45. So it cannot reproduce greater than 45 degrees Celsius. So that's why we will choose option D. Read the information given below and answer the questions 9 through 13. Because fish live in water, they are exposed to any bacteria that exist in the water. Table 1 lists the habitat choices of 7 species of fish in a local pond and the fish's ability to combat the effects of the bacteria found in the water. Figure 1 shows the percent of fish that survive to uh, adulthood in the lab for the 7 species. After exposure to water with bacteria present or exposure to water with bacteria removed. So we can see the graphs as well. Question number 9. Based on the information in figure 1, fish from which species are most likely to survive prolonged exposure to bacteria? So if we look at the graph, we can see the species E is surviving as more as compared to the other species. So we will choose option D over here, species E. Question number 10. According to the data in figure 1, which species showed the greatest difference between the percent of fish that survived to adulthood after exposure to unfiltered water and the percent of fish that survived to adulthood after exposure to filtered water? So let's see the figure 1 once again. So the difference between the bars of species C is the maximum as compared to other species. So here option B is the correct option. Question number 11. Researchers recently discovered a new species of fish that lives in deep water without plants. Based on the data in table 1, the researchers would predict that this species' relative ability to combat bacteria in most likely option A high, B moderate, C low, and D non-existence. So we can note this that the fish lives in deep water without plants. So if we look at the species D, it lives in deep water with no plants, and the exposure to waterborne bacteria is moderate. So we can say that this species also relatively ability to combat bacteria is moderate. Question number 12. According to the information in table 1, for all the species shown as the exposure to bacteria increases, the relative ability to combat the bacteria generally decreases only, increases only, decreases then increases then decreases. So here, option B is the correct option because if we look at the table, the relative ability to combat bacteria is increasing. So that is the reason that it's increasing only. Question number 13, based on the data in table 1 and figure 1, fish that had the lowest percent of individuals survive to adulthood when exposed to bacteria tend to Option A, live in shallow water without plants. Option B, live in shallow water with plants. Option C, live in deep water without plants. And option D is live in deep water with plants. So if we look at the figure 1, species G has the lowest percent of individuals survive to adulthood. So now we can check the table. So species G has 1.3 relative ability to combat bacteria and it lives in shallow water with plants. So we will choose option B over here. It lives in shallow water with plants. Question number 14. An engineering company is testing a new weather forecasting program. Which procedure would best verify that the program is making accurate predictions? Option A, comparing the predictions of the program to the actual weather. B, comparing the predictions of the program to other predictions. Option C, using the program to verify events not related to weather. Option D, using the program to verify past weather related events. So it's quite obvious to test the program, we have to compare the predictions with the actual weather. Question number 15. The illustration shows soccer balls of different masses being kicked with equal force. Which ball will have the greatest acceleration? So here we can see the amount of force is same, which is 50 Newton in all options, but the size of ball is different in each option. Like in the first option, it is 0.5 kg. In the B part, it is 1 kg, C 5 kg, and D 10 kg. So the lightest ball will have the greatest acceleration. So option A is the correct option over here. Question number 16. The distance from Earth to the Moon is approximately 384,000 kilometers. If the distance were to increase to 500,000 kilometers, which statement about the tides would be correct? Option A, there would be no high tides or low tides. Option B, the difference between high and low tide would be much greater. Option C, the difference between high and low tide would be much less. Option D, the difference between high and low tide would not change. So, as the distance increases, the gravitational pull exerted by the moon, Earth's ocean would decrease. If the moon was 500,000 kilometers away from the Earth, its weaker gravitational pull would cause smaller tides. High tides would not be as high and low tides would not be as low, leading to less noticeable changes in water levels compared to now. So we'll choose option C over here. The distance between high and low tide would be much less. So option C is the correct option. Question number 17. A tight metal lid on a glass jar of jelly may loosen when held under a flow of hot water. The hot water causes the option A metal lid to contract, B metal lid to expand more than the glass jar expands, C glass jar to contract, D glass jar to expand more than the metal lid expands. We need that things expand when they are heated. So when the metal lid is directly kept under the flow of hot water, so it will expand more than the glass jar expands. So option B is the correct option here. Question number 18, you need to dissolve 1 gram of salt in 150 milliliters of water. After dissolving salt in the water, you realize that you mistakenly used 175 milliliters of water. What can you do to correct this? Option A, pour out 25 milliliters of water. Option B, filter the water using a funnel and filter paper. Option C, wait for the salt to settle out of the solution. Option D, boil the water until only 150 milliliters remains. So, if we need 150 milliliters of water, we can simply boil the water. We know that at 100 degrees Celsius, water will evaporate, but the amount of salt will remain same. So when 150 milliliters of water remains in the pot, we can simply turn off the stove. So option D is the correct option here. Question number 19. The Arctic environment has temperatures that range between minus 22 degrees Celsius and 6 degrees Celsius, with snow covering some of the area. Which adaptation would most likely help a population of organisms survive this environment? Option A is long necks with tall legs. Option A is long necks and tall legs. Option A is long necks and tall legs. B. Large shells and leathery skin. C. Light colored fur and layers of blubber. D. Brightly colored feathers and webbed feet. So option C is the correct option here. Light colored fur will help them to camouflage to stay away from their predators, and layers of blubber will protect them from the cold. Number 20, the table shows the average distance from the Sun to the planets Mercury, Venus, and Earth. Then there is a table given. Which graph best compares the distance from the Sun for these three planets? So in option A, we can see a line graph. Usually this line graph is used to find out the relationship between the two variables. So that is not suitable over here. In option C, there is a pie chart which is used to find out the ratio between the things. So now option D, in this graph, the data is confusing. So we'll choose option B here. In this bar graph, we can compare the distance, average distance of the planets from the sun very easily. So it is minimum for Mercury, then gradually increasing for Venus and Earth. So option B is the correct option over here. Question number 21. The procedure below is designed to test how water temperatures affect the rate at which sugar dissolves. 1. Measure 150 milliliters of water into each beaker. 2. Heat water to 3 different temperatures. 3. Put 5 grams of sugar into each of the beakers at the same time. 4. Stir and record the time it takes for the sugar to completely dissolve. Which additional step will most improve the investigation? Option A. Use 200 milliliters of water in each beaker. B. Record the initial and final temperatures of the water. C. Stir at different rates for each beaker. D. Record the times when sugar is half dissolved. So here the option B is the correct option because to check the investigation or if she will add the initial and final temperatures of the water, it will help her to improve her investigation that at which temperature the sugar dissolved more. Question number 22. An iron block had an initial mass of 100 grams. As the block rusted, its mass increased. Which best explains why the mass increased? Option A. Oxygen combines with iron when rust is formed. Option B. Rust grows as it absorbs energy from the block. Option C. Water is absorbed as rust forms on the iron block. Option D. Rust releases heat and makes the iron expand. So, rusted iron or iron that has been left exposed to air and moisture gains weight because it undergoes a chemical reaction called oxidation. During this process, iron reacts with oxygen and water from the air to form iron oxide, commonly known as rust. So, this rust adds extra mass to the iron because it includes the added oxygen atoms from the air. So option A is the suitable option over here. Oxygen combines with iron when rust is formed. Question number 23. Which procedure best represents the law of conservation of mass? Option A. Evaporating salt water leaves 5 grams of salt. Option B. Burning 2 kilograms of wood leaves 0.4 kilograms of ash. Option C. Using filter paper to separate 2 grams of solid from 10 grams of water. Option D. Combining 2 grams of copper and 4 grams of sulfur to produce 6 grams of copper sulfate. So the law of conservation for mass states that the total mass stays the same regardless of changes. For energy, the total energy remains unchanged through it can shift forms. So if we look at our option D, if we combine 2 grams of copper and 4 grams of sulfur, it produces 6 grams of copper sulfate. So only form is changed, but the amount of the mass is same. So here, that's why we'll choose option D. Question number 24. Which diagram shows an apparatus that is correctly set up to produce the and measure electricity? So in option A, we can see the magnet is missing. In option B, oil is missing. In option C, wires are not present. So option D is the correct option, because here with the movement of magnet, electricity will be produced, and we can measure it with the help of that micrometer as well. So option D is the correct option. Question number 25. A student asks why the ashes from the fire have the much lower mass than the wood that was burned. What is the correct answer to the student question? Option A, atoms in the wood are destroyed. Option B, gases are released into the air. Option C, water inside the wood solidifies. Option D, heat causes molecules to lose density. When wood burns, it reacts with oxygen to form gases like carbon dioxide and water, which escape into the air. These gases carry away mass, so the ashes left behind are lighter than the original wood. So here we will choose option B. The gases are released into the air. Question number 26. A student recorded the speed of several blue cars versus several red cars over the course of one day. The average speed of red cars was 70 miles per hour, while the average speed of blue cars was 68 miles per hour. The student concludes that red paint makes car go faster, which statement identifies an error in the student's conclusion. So option A, the conclusion was made based on two types of car. That is correct. Option B, the observation was made on several highways. Option C, the observation shows information for several times a day. No such information is given. So option D is the conclusion claims that there is a cause and effect without evidence. So we'll choose option D over here. Because there is no evidence why the person thinks or student thinks that red cars travel faster than the blue cars. Question number 27. A student observes a tree with small needle-like leaves that stay green year-round. Which conclusion can the student draw from the shape of the leaves? Option A. The leaves of the tree do not perform photosynthesis. B. The leaves of the tree have an illness that stunts their growth. C. The leaves of the tree are non-functional. D. The leaves of the tree are intended to reduce water loss. So we know from the literature that the small needle-like leaves help plants to reduce water loss. So we will choose option D as our answer. Question number 28. Which statement best describes what the planet Saturn, a lizard, and a steaming kettle have in common? Option A, all are made of atoms. Option B, all are multicellular organisms. C, all are at the same internal temperature. And option D, all produce their own energy without help. So here option A is the correct option. Saturn, lizard, or steaming kettle all are made of atoms. Question number 29. A 1,000-year-old stone statue in perfect condition was moved from the desert to a park in New Jersey. After 1 year, its surface began to crumble. What is the most likely cause of crumbling? Option A, the statue was very old and the stone started to decay. Option B, the statue was damaged by rainwater. Option C, the statue was damaged during the move. Option D, the statue was damaged by sunlight. So it's given in the paragraph that the statue was okay for 1,000 years, but it was in the desert area where there was no rain. But when it was moved in the New Jersey, where definitely it rains as well, so we can choose option B over here. The statue was damaged by the rainwater because for 1,000 years there was no rain on the statue. But after that, when it was moved, then its surface began to crumble. Question number 30. Using the map shown below, answer the following questions. The average temperature of city X is hotter than the average temperature of city Y during the summer, but colder than city Y in the winter. Using the map shown below, what best explains the milder weather in city Y? Option A, warm winds from the land keep the temperature mild all year long. B, the ocean current warms the air in winter and keeps it cooler in summer. Option C, the ocean always floods city Y, keeps it near 75 degrees Fahrenheit all year. City Y is to the south of city X. So If we look at the map carefully, we can see that the ocean current is closer to city Y as compared to city X. So we will choose option B over here. The ocean current warms the air in winter and keeps it cooler in the summer. So option B is the correct option.